Um, I'll just tell you right off the bat because I haven't talked to you since WrestleMania. You were there at night two. You were at
I
my
was at night two.
you were at my place on night one. You decided to go to
I
night
was at your
two,
place at night.
and
That's right.
so I haven't seen you or talked to you. And honestly, man, this was hard to take for me. This I was pretty rattled. I was pretty depressed the next day when I woke up, and because first of all, it was a two-night WrestleMania, which was hard to navigate for me because I was trying to drink and have a good time, and I usually don't want to do that for 2 days. Come on, so I'm against the two-night WrestleMania. I don't know what you
I
think of
am
that.
too. I completely agree.
It was too much. So in the end, I got pretty hammered. I went to work a little hungover. Plus the fact that Cody lost, which I'll, before I ask you what you think of it, I'll just tell you that
No, yeah, you go first.
Cody. Thank you, Vlad. Cody is basically he was the last hope. He was our hope because he's what we all aspire to be. When you look at him, I mean, come on. He's confident. He wears a suit everywhere he goes. He's professional. You
Yeah.
know, he was supposed to be the guy. Like if not Cody, then who? And if Cody couldn't do it, then what chance would someone like me have? Like come on. You know, like
Well,
this is
okay. I'll let you go. I'll let you
okay,
go.
speaking kayfabe wise, speaking just based on if the show was real, if wrestling was real, Cody losing
Yeah.
was devastating, and so and then we saw what happened on Raw afterwards. So he's not gonna get a rematch. Just we all know that already. We're taping this after Raw because I couldn't do it
Mm.
last night. I was too tired from work and everything. So, but all right, Vlad, let's hear your expert analysis about what happened here. What
Well,
happened?
I think there was being there live. I think there was a level of some surprise amongst a lot of the fans that were there, especially towards the. I mean, first of all, it was a great match. I think almost perfect. Like they did everything you could possibly do. I mean, well worked, just great from the bell. From the beginning
I'll agree with
on.
that.
I
It
mean,
was exciting.
it was exciting. Everything was professional. Everything was done so well. There was no. I mean, they did it all without having to do crazy spots or having to do anything like insane. There was some stuff at the end with with the Usos and Sammy coming in, but like that was like a interference spot. It's fine. Um, but yeah, there was some level of for sure. I think there was anticipation from a lot of the fans. Though I have to say that a lot of the fans there were rooting for Roman too. I mean, it was kind of split. Being live there, I would say it was kind of split. But there was some anticipation that like yeah, like this is Cody's time, and it just makes sense booking wise that it's his time because where does he go forward, and where does who is left for Roman to do battle with if it's not going to be Cody winning it here.
Exactly.
Um, and I think that's my biggest problem with it because I don't. I mean, I know they feel. I know Roman and maybe Triple H or whoever's discussed that they feel that there's more to the story to go. But boy, it really doesn't bode. It doesn't right now. It doesn't bode. I mean, maybe something amazing will happen, but it doesn't look that great for Cody. And right now in this moment in time, is this was his golden moment to win at WrestleMania. So even if he wins it later down the line at like a lesser pay per view, it won't have the same impact as winning it at WrestleMania because that is their Super Bowl show. That is their big show. That's where there was like 80,000 people that were watching. And this is you know this is the opportunity to. And WrestleMania is always the opportunity to like shift storylines, right? That's when they do that. Like when they a storyline usually comes to an end at WrestleMania. So that whole thing of um, like yeah, there's more to the bloodline story and all that stuff and stuff like that. I maybe there is, but boy, it doesn't do any favors for Cody. Is my
All right.
big thing.
Let me stop you for a second. I gotta go back to something you
Yeah,
said earlier. I'm writing down some notes about what you're saying. I gotta say, you said there was a level of surprise. Listen, Vlad, this has gotta be the understatement of the century. Level. All right, so we had to take a break for a moment. Vlad had an emergency at his house. But I was talking to you, Vlad, about the comment you made that there was a quote unquote level of surprise at the stadium, which I would
Yeah,
call quite an understatement, man. Because level of surprise, dude, this is the most shocking thing. I don't think anybody, literally anybody who even said, I think Roman's gonna win, was just being a mark for Roman. Because I don't think anybody thought this was gonna happen. Literally, like, that this was literally gonna happen. And
yeah,
if they wanted to do literally the most shocking angle that they could do, it would have been this. Because it was just unfathomable. But for all the reasons that you mentioned earlier, it's the storyline has gone long enough. They've been doing this thing with the bloodline for a couple years. Roman's been coming
yeah.
out with his long ass and ring walk entrances, and I think we threw around this possibility months or weeks ago that sure Roman could win and like they could just continue the way it is. But I couldn't freaking picture that in my head because what Roman coming out for a few more years and just holding the belt up with his long, long, long ring walk entrance, and so I think it's beyond shocking. I think you understated it a bit. And yeah, on Raw the very next day, what happened? Roman comes out again with the bloodline, with the belts, with the long ass intro, and acknowledge me all over again, and we're gonna continue. And that is disheartening because we thought the show was going somewhere, getting better. Triple H is in charge, things are gonna be happening, and so no.
Well,
They pulled the rug
I
out from
mean,
everyone. They screwed everyone over, all the fans. Honest, this is messed up, Vlad. This is really messed up.
I think there's. I don't really know the decision. I can't really say that it's bad or good at this point in time. I think right now I'm leaning towards bad just because of the reasons I mentioned. But maybe there was some other reason that they did this. I'm wondering what the sale with the UFC, now that they merged with the UFC, has anything to do with it. I wonder if that played a level of like a thing where maybe somebody pushed for Roman to retain because of that. Maybe somebody wants him as champion when the merger is announced. I don't know. Anything is a possibility. You got to look maybe deeper into it. But we don't really know why the decision was made to have him. There could be a number of different things, but looking at it from just storytelling purposes, this seemed like the golden opportunity to kind of have a new champion, build new feuds, and stuff like that. And it did seem, as much as I am a huge Roman fan, I like both of these guys, don't get me wrong, but it did seem to be getting a little bit old of him retaining after like interference after interference in every single match for the last 2 years. I'm a huge fan of his. He's a great worker. I like the whole bloodline story. I think it's been the best angle they've done in years as a whole. With Sammy, the Usos, everybody's done their part well. But I think it was time to do something else. And I hope that they know what they're doing. But right now, yeah, I feel like there's some level of like, damn, like, man, what happened here? Like, why did they make this decision? I hope being a wrestling fan, I hope they know what they're doing. But just being a cynic, it's like, man, I think they screwed this up pretty royally. But we have to wait and see. Unfortunately, we could only hope. But yeah, I feel you. And there was even the Roman fans that were like, holding up their fingers, doing the whole, we're the ones thing. They were shocked as well. They were like, whoa, like even like you said, even the biggest Roman marks didn't really think that he was going to retain. The whole match, even as the match was progressing. When they counted to three at the end, everybody there was like a moment of silence. Like there was like did that just happen? What? Everybody was pretty stunned, but then there was a loud cheer. There was enough cheers too because it was a great match and there's still a huge amount of fans. But yeah, nobody knows what. There was a question like, yeah, what happens next to these characters? Like, where can you go from here? Like booking wise, where do you go? Storytelling wise. It looks like Cody's gonna be feuding. Okay, now the Raw. Cody's gonna be feuding with Lesnar, but what does Roman do? Like, I don't get it.
Listen, Vlad,
Whatever.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You want to know what happened here? I'll tell you exactly what happened here. I know
You think you
exactly.
have an you think you have an idea of why they decided to go with Roman at WrestleMania instead of Cody? You
Yes,
think it was a you
I
think it was political, probably.
Yes, you could say that political. I will go so far as to say they never had any intention of putting the belt on Cody the entire time. And I think this is just Triple H trolling the AEW fans, trolling the WCW fans, the WCW
Oh, I
guys,
see.
the way that, like, not that AEW is WC, but the way he would never put Sting over. He wouldn't
Mm,
put Sting over himself at WrestleMania.
that's
And
true.
Cody is just, he's an outsider. He just gave it to his own guy, and Roman's gonna be the guy. And that's the end of the story, man. And Cody, I guess he just accepted this because it was a WrestleMania main event. He's in the spotlight, but he's not gonna be champion. He is never going to
So,
be champion.
so you're saying, oh, okay. So your prediction or your is that not only will he not win at any WrestleMania, he's not going to win at any pay per view over Roman.
No, no, Roman's their guy.
Okay.
Roman's their guy. He's the WWE guy. He's pure WWE.
Well,
And this was
yes, but
just,
I mean, how long can he go on as the
I
world? I
think they
mean,
could do
forever?
this, yeah, I don't know, 5 more years.
3 years?
Yeah.
5 more years as just winning every match,
However long
like he was.
yes. I mean, he could just keep, like,
I don't think
cheating,
so.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, why not,
Yes.
dude? Why not?
Well,
I mean,
sure,
if
he
it's not
could,
Cody,
but
then who? Who is going to beat him?
I think this is a great question. I don't know. I think I can't. I don't have the answers for you. I don't know. I can't tell you. But I think yes. There's. I'm with you, but I don't know if it's to that extreme that like it was thought of in those terms that you just described. But maybe. I mean, who knows what the thinking is?
That's what
I
it
don't
is,
know.
dude. They brought Cody in specifically to embarrass him. To and also another aspect of it I can say other than Triple H not booking it is that Cody himself probably thinks this is a good idea because I know to him the chase for the title is always more interesting than actually winning the title, which is kind of true, to be honest. Once
Yeah.
you win the title,
Sure.
a lot of title runs, babyface title runs, fall flat. They're not that exciting once you win it. But still,
Yep.
you know, classically in wrestling, you got to give the babyface the win after the fans have bought them and invested in them. And at the end of the story, they should send the fans home happy, which they did on night one, but not for when it really mattered on night two with Cody
Do,
Rhodes.
do you think because so many people thought that Cody was going to win that they decided to not make it as predictable? Do you think that was the thinking at all, or do you think it was still more what you said?
I
What
mean,
do you
yeah,
think?
that's a positive. They definitely worked everyone. Everyone was shocked that everyone thought they knew what was going to happen. We weren't so even happy with this storyline. It wasn't even that great. It was just Cody's. I'm going to try to win the title. Classic, okay, wrestling.
Right.
It wasn't even that
Yeah, it was a
good.
classic wrestling story.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the stuff that they did promo wise was pretty
No, yeah,
good.
it was
They didn't have.
good, but it wasn't like a
Yeah.
like a exciting angle. Like they weren't like going to each
No.
other's houses and kidnapping their wives or anything. It was just a match, and Cody was gonna try to
Yeah.
win it. And we were like, all
Right.
right, if that's what it is, fine, good. At least somebody beats Roman, and this is gonna work out. But they didn't even do that then. So this was all a freaking waste of time. And yeah, so I cannot explain to you the level of hurt that I felt the next day once I realized what happened. Once I realized that
So
us.
in the moment you didn't realize because you were kind of drunk or whatever, right? But now once you
No,
came out of
I
that,
realized it the moment it happened that Triple H worked us. I can't believe I didn't see it coming. I can't believe I didn't see. I can't believe in what part of my mind thought that this guy would let Cody Rhodes go over and become the undisputed champion. I am so stupid. I am so stupid. So yeah, that's my thought now, and I get it now. I get it now. And you saw it at the end of at the beginning of the next episode on Raw, when Triple H came out. The Mark should have been booing him basically. First of all, for booking like shit. Sorry to curse, but then he goes once Roman Reigns is coming to the ring and he gives him a big hug. What the heck do you think that means? No duh, dude. No duh. So if you don't agree with me, okay, but that's my 2 cents, man. I think he's a Roman.
hey,
He's a Roman guy. Roman is pure WWE. He will never leave. And this was just all a big troll to AEW fans, which I gotta say I am one. And I always thought this storyline was incredible that Cody is gonna go and win the title. What? Where the heck did this come from? But ultimately, it wasn't that. It was just to screw with the AEW fans and screw them over, because
Well,
everyone wanted Cody to
well,
win. He's the best worker. He deserves it. If anyone deserves it, it's Cody. But they're not gonna give it to him. And maybe I'll shut
yeah,
my
well,
mouth. Maybe a few months from now at SummerSlam they'll do it like they did for Luger, but I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
well, make a correction, they never did it. Luger never won the title, but but anyways, that's not the that's not the point. But no, what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
I should cut that out. I thought Luger won the title. Well then I'm.
No, no,
Well then he's gonna
but
be just like Luger. Then he's not gonna win the title, man. He's
well,
not
then
gonna win the title. I mean, if
that's
anything,
probably
maybe at
more.
the very end of his career, like it'll be the last thing and he retires. Because I know he likes this. I think Cody gets excited for these storylines where, I'm gonna keep pushing to win that title, if it's the last thing I do. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen all the way in the end of his career. But
Well, I don't know either, but I hope I'm wrong in the sense that it was done for the reason that you said. I think I'm hopeful that they just have something in their mind of where they want to go, or it's more of what I mentioned as far as maybe because of this merger, they want Roman to have the title and be their like representative as the champion for now, and maybe that played a role into it. I don't know. I'm just guessing. We all don't know why the decision was made. I mean, I think you have your theories. I have mine, and let's just see how it plays out. But yeah, very, very interesting, to put it mildly, turn of events because we were all, I'm sitting there thinking at the match like, who can he feud with? Cody, I'm talking about after he wins the title. I'm starting to think like Gunther. Maybe he'll feud with Solo. Maybe he'll have another match with Roman. You know, all these different things as the champion. But and then like at the end of it, you're like, huh? Did that just happen? My goodness. But anyways,
well,
if you want to continue with that topic, or we could move on to the rest of WrestleMania, I'll leave it up to you.
all right. Well, let's move along. Let's just move along. But before we move on to the rest of WrestleMania, I just want to say that Cody losing and how terrible it made me feel reminds me of all the times in my life that I've been flat broke and had to borrow money from my friends. And that's just like the most miserable feeling in the world, waiting to get money to pay back your friends. But when I do get that
Mm.
money back, I pay them back with Zelle. This portion of the program is being brought to you by Zelle. Do you owe money to a friend or family member? Don't be a lowlife. Pay them back, or they might never lend you money ever again. And there could very well come a day, one day, when you're flat ass broke and you gotta go around with your tail tucked between your legs and say, let me borrow some money. Hey, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But as soon as you get that money back, don't just run straight to the liquor store. Do the right thing. Pay them back with Zelle. Alright, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. So I got a few minutes before this memory card gets full. I guess we could, if you want to, we could go back and discuss the details of the main event a little more, since we just kind of talked
Yeah,
about the decision for Roman to go over, but
yeah,
um, there was a lot of interference, which
sure.
makes for excitement, but it tends to be a thing now with Roman. Every single match there's interference. Okay,
Yeah,
that's how he got through the Drew McIntyre match. He got through the Sami Zayn match. So it looks like he can't beat any of these people without his entire family. And
yeah,
so Sammy and KO came out to help, and they took care of the Usos. But I did have the thought. I don't know if I ever told you this, but in my head I did think that this was a little bit of a disadvantage because there was 4 guys on the Bloodline side and 3 with Cody, Sammy, and KO. So there was always one extra, and that's what ended up
right.
happening. That Solo came in when Paul Heyman distracted the referee and caused Cody to lose the match. So the interference always makes for excitement in wrestling. Okay, I will agree with that. The match itself was hot. It was hot.
Yes,
It was exciting. Everyone thought this could
very
be the
exciting.
moment that it could happen. But talk about how it felt during that moment when all the interference started and just how insane the crowd was for everything that was happening.
Oh, I mean, the crowd was going crazy for every move, every time there was a finisher put on somebody. The crowd was into it. I mean, they had them at the palm of their hand at that point. It was a great match. I mean, they did everything right. Everything was almost perfect. I mean, the only thing, like I said, you could really question is just the finish and what will come of that. But you can't really fault the wrestlers as far as what they did and the work that they did and everything like that.
Cody
It
was
was just
great.
well done.
Cody was
Cody
superb.
was great. Yeah, Cody was great. Roman was great. Everybody did their role perfectly. I can't say anything bad at all about the match. I can't say anything. The crowd was so invested. Everybody was going ape shit during every possibility, every false finish, every time it looked like it could be over, and it was. There's just not much left to say. It was a perfect. It was pretty much a perfect match. It was a perfect match that will probably, though, the only thing you can criticize is the finish, and we don't know where that's going and where that stands. And
Yeah, so you wanna
hopefully,
take a wait and see approach, huh? To see if they'll correct this in the future. Okay, I don't know.
well, yeah. I don't know if it's as bad as as you think it's going to be, or it is. Do you think this is? Well, if you could compare it with, like, is this as bad as Starcade '97, or is this
This
on that
this is
level,
worse
or not?
because I don't think they're even gonna give Cody the title in the next few months. I mean, because they gave
Mm,
Sting the title 2 months later
yeah,
at Super Brawl, so at least
that's
at
right.
least they tried. They figured out, hey, we did the wrong thing. Let's fit. No, this is not what that is. I don't like I said before. I'm pretty sure Roman's gonna keep the title for many years, and he's just gonna be the man. But we'll shift because tomorrow night we got AEW Dynamite, and we might continue to do our little reviews of the little indie darling show over on TBS. But this makes
Hmm.
me think about whether MJF should leave now because I don't think he is gonna enjoy getting jacked around like this by Triple H and the booking crew if they're they're not gonna put him in the loop for who's gonna go over, and in the end they're just gonna make him lose. He's gonna be so pissed he might not even show up to WrestleMania.
Well, I don't know, bro. I think that's I think he should go, and I think Cody is also was right to go, and I think right now there's some hurt feelings on a lot of the AEW fans and Cody fans, but I think we have to wait and see how this all plays out. I still think he should go because AEW is still the minor leagues, and
You think he should
you
go
want to.
even if he's just gonna job to Roman at WrestleMania? It would be a better
I
storyline
mean,
for him.
well, we don't know what's going to happen a year from now or when we don't know who he's going to be feuding. We can't make those type of predictions as far as he's going to be facing Roman. He's going to have to job to Roman. We don't even know where they're going to put
I
MJF, but
know.
he should try his luck in WWE because AEW is not going to really go anywhere. It is where it is, and yeah, he could be the champion there, but it's not. It's still the minor leagues. It's like playing AAA baseball. You want to play for the show. You want to go to the show. You want to play for the major leagues. You want to play for the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers or whatever. You don't want to play in Sacramento, whatever.
Yeah, I mean I agree with that, man. But this is just I don't know. I don't know how to look at this. I still don't know. I'm still confused, and I'm still yeah, like you said,
I think
we all hope that in the end they'll write the storyline and give Cody what he deserves, really, and what we deserve for having to sit through all of this fucking boring garbage. So, yeah, I mean, it would be nice if we could see Cody Rhodes hold the belt up, please. For all the
yeah.
hours I sit through to watch this stuff, like that's all I really want at this point. And
Well, I hear you.
will they give it to us ever? I don't know. I think no, but you think they'll give Cody the title someday?
I think yes. I just worry that it's going to be too late because I worry that this was the opportunity to do it. That's my only concern. But um, I also don't think it's garbage what was going on before. I've actually said it's the best work they've done. But my only problem is it should have come to an end at this WrestleMania. Is my feeling, and I think it was a lot of people's feelings. And now we don't know where they're going and where how they can this because it's I don't know. It just
Well,
doesn't seem like it was the right move.
I didn't mean it to be like garbage like that. Like, yeah, for wrestling, these guys are really good. Cody's really good. Roman's really good. But I just meant in general, WWE Raw and SmackDown have been
Yes,
boring
yes,
shows, man. Like that's why we wanted an
yeah,
alternative. That's why we wanted someone like AEW to pop up because it's so slow, and we're sitting through hours of programming of stuff there's not really much content here. Okay, it's like kind of they're running
yeah,
through the same thing again every week, and we're like waiting for WrestleMania. We're like, all right, fine. If you're gonna give it to us at WrestleMania, then okay, give it to us at WrestleMania. We're waiting for it, and then nothing. We got
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
it was like hanging out with a girl thinking you're gonna get lucky at the end of the night, and she promised you it all day long, and then in the end, no, sorry, I'm going home.
Yeah. Maybe next year. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I hear you. I hear your criticisms. I've heard it throughout the internet community. I know there's some criticisms
I
about,
haven't even listened
and
to
a lot of
anything
people.
yet, though. I haven't even listened to Cornette yet. I've been so freaking
Right.
down on this thing. I guess we're gonna have to gear up and start going again, though. I mean, it's just gonna continue. So let's see what happens. Listen, man.
I think that's the only thing we could do. But
Unless you
yeah,
got
let's see what
any
happens next.